Welcome, everybody, to the Breakthrough Your Income Ceiling Masterclass. I cannot even begin to tell you how stoked I am to bring this information to you. Hello, Beta. Hello. Welcome. Um, we're going to do things a little differently than I've done before. And if you're new to me, welcome. This should be quite the experience. I'm going to do a whole introduction in a second, but what I want to do for this particular class is opening up the space with the transmission. So the transmission is going to happen right up front in your face, and it's supposed to open your energy to not only receive the information that's going to be coming through, but also to jog your brain to get you really ready for the material that's going to come afterwards. Now, the way that I structure this, it's going to be a PowerPoint presentation this afternoon with my little face in the corner over there. Because there was so much information that my poor little ADD brain would not be able to keep you on task. We'd be here all freaking day. There were so many pieces coming through. So we're going to organize it. I made it pretty for you so that it at least be pretty exciting to see. Visually appealing anyway. And what I'm going to invite you to do, because this masterclass is really not for your brain, it's really a soul to soul transmission. A lot of the communication that we're going to be having down here might seem minimal, or it might seem nominal, or it might seem as if, we're just sitting around having a coffee. But I want to let you know that the energy transmissions that are happening up high. And I'm getting chills already. Safe. And there's energy clearing as we move. So this is how I work. Everything is very quantum related. Everything is going to be happening in two dimensions. It's going to be happening in a higher dimensional classroom, and it's going to be happening down here between us here in the physical dimension. And it's going to be amazing. And so what I want to do is let you know the outline. So we're gonna hit the transmission, the actual activation, transmission, opening of the energy. First thing, we're gonna do that. And we're gonna hop right into the masterclass. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I want to talk about. And then I'm not going to lie, I'm going to present you with an opportunity to follow up with us in a deeper container if it resonates. And so we're going to take some questions in the chat box. Chat box is open. I do keep a hairy eyeball over there. I may not always interact immediately if I'm channeling something. Jen's like, I'm so glad you're not going to lie. Lying is not one of my things. Can always trust me for the truth. You may not like the truth, but I will always give it. So that's oh, and I do have a special surprise for everybody who stays to the end, to the very end. It is oh, see, I'm so bad at surprises. I want to tell you, but I can't. But it is something everybody can enjoy. Let's say that. Okay. I can say that. I can say that. Okay. So I'm excited about that. Yes, special surprise. And it's only for the people who show up live. No, I can't do that. No, they said no. It's for everybody. So, but you have to wait until the end. That one I'm keeping to the end. And if you don't know me, I am a chatterbox, as you can see. It's a little bit of the ADD. So we're going to get back on track. See, I have guides here to go get back on track. Here we go. We're getting back on track. And we're going to start the opening here now with the activation and transmission. I'm calling it the energetic demolition of financial limitations. Sounds good, right? Juicy? All right. So let us begin. Get really comfy cozy. We're going to start with eyes closed, hands on your heart and your solar plexus, if you so choose. And I'm not a stickler. This is just how I do it. I don't care if you can put your hands over your eyes if you want to, or your ears. I don't care. It's whatever you're comfortable with and how you tune into your own intuition. I like to pull my hands, heart and solar plexus. And then we're all just going to invite you to pull your energy in on your in breath. pulling in all of your anchors, orientation points, reference points. There you go, attachments. Everything off the outer world and back to your divine line heart space in a clean, clear, recalibrated, whole and healed state and into this current breath of now and beyond. And just take another deep breath into your body and start feeling the edge of your financial limitations. That invisible force that you keep bumping up against. The one that says, this is as far as I go. This is all I get. This is the limit to what I can hold. And just take a minute to sense, see, perceive this. It's just like an density of energy. Maybe you feel it in your body. Maybe you feel it in your mind. You're just noticing that barrier, that energy we bump up against. And now ask yourself this. Whose ceiling is this? Whose limitations am I living in? Who taught me that expansion required exhaustion? Who programmed me to believe that I had to earn every drop of abundance? The truth is, the ceiling was never real. It was a projection, a hologram, an energetic imprint woven by those who feared your overflow, feared your power. Good. Whew. Now, in this moment, repeat after me. I now choose to collapse it. We're not going to smash it, not going to fight it, just dissolve it. And then repeat after me, if you so choose again. I call forward every outdated contract, energetic lock, lineage wound, business model, or identity code that says more is unsafe, overflow will burn me out. I have to work harder or to receive. I call them forward into this moment to be seen, thanked, dissolved, and released. Whoa. Whoa. All right. That's my empathic sensitivity. For those of you who don't know me, I am feeling the group's fields, and I'm going to turn that sucker down a little bit. Yeah, great. Now, again, repeat after me. Sorry, I interrupted the whole thing. I command my fields to recode my nervous system for overflow, recalibrate my identity to magnetism, remap my blueprint for ease, elegance, and wealth held in joy. Because I was never meant to hustle for wholeness. I was never meant to strive to be seen. I was never meant to beg to be paid. I was meant to become the frequency that makes reality bend. I was meant to transmit the truth and receive because of it. I was meant to remind others that their power creates portals. So now, let every invisible ceiling dissolve. Let every false limitation melt. Let every suppressed desire rise like lightning. I do not rise in opposition to limits. I rise in remembrance of who I've always been. The ceiling is gone. The ceiling is gone. The ceiling is gone. The overflow is now, and I am ready to hold it. And so it is. Very good. Again, feel free to use the chat box at any point in time to share your experiences. And now we are diving into breaking the income glass ceiling. Ooh, very good. Okay. The ceiling was never real as we just dissolved it. And that was the transmission to open the portal to higher consciousness around your power and money. You probably felt a little bit of a shift going on. I could feel the group energy change and shift for some people. So that, just to start off, whatever it is that we're going to receive today, we're inviting you just to tune in and be mindful. There you go, of what that experience is for you. I don't think I can see the chat box. Here we go. Powerful. I'm going to leave the chat box over here so I can see it. Jen says that was powerful. Great. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Here we go. All right, friends. Money isn't about skill. It is about permission. The permission you give yourself to receive. If skill alone determined your income, the most underpaid people would be the most overqualified. But here we are. And you may know or have noticed in your own work, in your own practice, that there are people out there who are not as half as good as you in their skill, but they're still making thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're sitting on the sidelines going, why? How is that possible? I am twice the talent that that person is. Why are they making so much money? And here you are sitting with your degrees, your certifications, your lived experiences. Oops, sorry. I got too excited. And you know how to coach. You have the content. You have the sales pages. You have the copy. And yet, these other people are banking six figures in their sleep without half that skill. Why? Because they've unconsciously given themselves permission to receive at that level, and you haven't yet. And that's what we're going to talk about, because your income will never outgrow how you perceive yourself. Let me repeat that one. Your income will never outgrow how you perceive yourself. You can hustle harder, you can launch more, you can engage with people, you could be all over the internet burning yourself out. But if your subconscious mind hasn't updated your internal wealth thermostat, you'll sabotage the moment things get good. And this happens a lot with people who have nervous system dysregulation, because when you reach a certain point in your abundance, in the amount of money that you receive, the nervous system sets off an alarm. Ding, 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 and says, we can't receive up until this point. We've reached our receiving limit. And then what happens? Self-sabotage. Your wealth thermostat is up too high. You got to turn it down. And this is the point where people start to have physical accidents. If you have inflammation or diseases of inflammation or immune system disorders, this is the moment that your immune system flares up. This is the moment where your nervous system decides it needs 3 months of sleep. This is the moment where all of those pieces start to come through, right? Like you're hitting the ground running. And I remember this happening to me just a couple of months ago. I had clients in a row signing up, signing up, signing up. I had a full caseload for the first time in a really long time. And then as soon as I reached this wonderful place where I thought I was going to extend and fly off into the universe, boom. My immune system got flared up, and all of a sudden, I had no more energy to hold any new people or any new containers. Lori says, my immune system is going crazy. Yes. So I really have to get not excited. Okay, here we go. We are on the right page. So this is what we're talking about. And again, for those of you who don't know me, here I am. Elizabeth Pfeiffer. I am the quantum living leader, if you will, of this group anyway. Leading from the inside out and teaching others how to create, manifest, and recreate their reality, goals, and income. So I've spent over 20 years doing this higher dimensional work, working in the higher realms, working in the lower realms, putting them together, creating identities, removing things and limitations from the fields that don't allow for that nervous system regulation, that doesn't allow for that identity to believe that you can receive in your own divine way, right? All of those pieces, I spent my life basically studying everything a lot. Let's just say a lot. And that was part of my own journey, of searching for the right answer. And then the right answer was that there is no right answer. So I have 25 metaphysical and esoteric degrees that I basically probably didn't need and don't use. But that was a part of my journey, looking for what it is, that abundance, that line, that connection, looking for it outside in degrees and certifications and all of those things. When we didn't need it, we needed to work from the inside out. And that's where my experience in misalignment comes in handy, because I've been there, I've done that 30 times. And now we're here to burn down those versions of how we do not need to earn our worthiness, that we already are worthy. It's time to remember. It's time to remember who we are, and it's time to calibrate to the version of that who makes the lots of money, who makes the good money. Okay. And how I started my business right here with $300 in the bank. That's how I started. No support. My husband thought I was crazy, but left me alone to do my thing. I literally had $300 in the bank to start a website, get a IFO up and running, to create graphics, content, all of the things. And I did that by learning everything. And again, when I started my business, that was 20 years ago. So that was like 2005, right? The internet wasn't or isn't the way it is now as it was then. Everybody, please mute your microphones. Thank you. So the internet was very different. And so I had to learn everything myself. And that on $300. And I did it. And here we are. Okay. So using our inside out architecture to activate your power and abundance channels is our secret sauce. It's our key way of sharing information. It's our key way of creating alignment. It's our key way of creating your abundance. Now, here's the thing. When we work inside out, we're not just working on the money. Actually, the money isn't even the focus. We're working on such deep level alignment and deep empowerment that abundance becomes the cherry on top of the ice cream. The idea of I get to feel good, I get to feel regulated, I get to have fun, I get to be in joy, I get to love the things that I do, and money just flows to me is the idea, the thing that we are striving for the most. Because when you have that inside game going on, the outside is just the reflection of it. So if you're holding abundance within and you're feeling good and you're working on the immune system's feeling good, and you're regulating your body and your body's feeling really good, you can hold a bigger container for money by having fun and without putting a lot of energy and focus on money itself, right? Because what happens with that? That sometimes turns into outside in. We're focusing on the money, 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 money. Out here, out here. It's out here, right? If it's out here, it's not in here. So our inside out architecture is all about bringing it in and cultivating it within. And we're not worried about it being out here because we know it's our divine right to have. It will come. It's coming because I feel good about it and I'm not attached to it. And I'm having fun. I'm having joy. This is a freaking blast. And then boom, you ever find that happen to you? Boom, it just comes in. So I'm going to share a short story with you. I know it's an Elizabeth short story, but I'll make it really short. I was doing a lot of work back in the day, focusing on the money, 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 all out here, all out here, all out here. And I sat down, I was like, higher self, source, God, creator. I would have taken information from anybody at that time, right? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. I'm not making a dime. Tell me what to do. And as I sat in meditation, you know what I heard? Go take a walk. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, did you hear me? I'm like, we're talking about money out here. We're talking about the money. What should I do about the money? Go take a walk. So I did, taking a walk, literally walking around my neighborhood going, okay, I'm out here taking a walk, right? Walking around, taking pictures of things. And then finally I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. This is good. Oh, those pictures are really good of those flowers. Let me take some more. Let me take a picture of the stream. Oh, this is really pretty. Ding, on my cell phone. You know what that was? That was a payment. It was a payment for a session from a client. How does that happen? Damn it. Because when you are energetically constipated, I apologize. When you're energetically constipated, like I was, trying to find the money, you're blocking the energy from coming in. I won't touch it. You're blocking that energy from coming in. So when you go and take a walk, you're doing what? You're diverting the energy somewhere else. And when that energy is diverted somewhere else, what happens over here? Oh, look, it's a space in your fields that allows those dollar bills to come flying in. And that is inside out, right? Because now I was focusing on the inside, I was focusing on having fun, I was focusing on the good things. Oh, the pretty flowers. That's inside joy. And that activates, reflects rather, back into your energy field as money. Giving that opportunity, you have to give the universe a little bit of space, right? A little bit for it to allow itself to come through, to allow it to deliver to you what you're asking for. Latoya says, yes, that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, so that being said, I built quantum infusions for high-level women who are crushing the outside, just like I was crushing the outside game, but feel emotionally capped on the inside. And we'll talk more about what quantum infusions is and how that all works and what we're going to cover in there later. But I just want to like drop that in here also because this is for you. If you were like me so far, if you're resonating with my story, outside in, inside out. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But right now, I want to show you how to rewire who you're being so you can break through that damn ceiling and make it your new floor. Let's move to a different floor. Damn, this was not thought out well by me. Okay, so quantum infusions, just FYI, it's not a course, it's not a training, it's not a program. It's a portal, transmission, activation, inside out energetics to remind you of your power and your path to greater sovereignty, which then brings in the money. Okay. All right. So before we dive in, I want to talk a little bit about cracking your income is the prelude to the shift that you've been asking for. We go deep into this, and we'll, like I said, go into really a lot of that later. But what we're looking at really is a psychological rewiring for the version of you who doesn't just make more, right? We're rewiring ourselves not for the person who wants to make more, but for the person who you are who can hold it. You can hold the money, you can multiply the money, and you can receive it without flinching, shrinking, or justifying, excusing, panicking, dysregulating, right? This is for the rewire, the psychological rewire for you to be able to hold this without any of that. Okay. And this is where we unhook you from your nervous system, from the struggle codes to the codes of overflow. That's what we're moving into and out of. How many can relate to the struggle codes? Oh, I remember the struggle codes. Oh, it's like hamster wheel, hamster wheel. It's not fun. Okay. So, what are we actually talking about? We're not talking about mindset work. We're not talking about thinking differently, catching your thoughts. We're talking about identity work of who you really are. It's income regulation at the subconscious level of your identity. So, what I'm going to invite you to do as we walk through the rest of this masterclass is notice every time something hits a nerve, anytime you get a click, anytime you go, whoa, anytime your body constricts, anytime you're like, ew, okay, that's your sign that there's resistance, and that is the key to your next level. That is going to give you so much information. That is your internal wealth thermostat being played with and showing you where your bump in your limits are. So I want you to pay very close attention. If you're really clever and you're a fast typer, type it in the comments. Anything that I say that makes you go ew, or makes your body go ooh, or something that clicks and like yes, definitely. Let us know in the comments, okay? Because we're gonna start shifting it. Okay. You don't have an income plateau or strategy problem in your business. You have an identity issue. So here's the thing. I had the copy, I had the website, I had all the things. I had like 1,000 people in my group. I have 25,000 people on TikTok. It has nothing to do with strategy. It has nothing to do with how many people you have in your group. You have an identity issue. Because if you can't, what's the word? Thank you. If you can't convert 25,000 people off of your TikTok page, okay, that's not a strategy, that's identity. That's an inability to hold that container. And we have been told 1,000 times about all the bullshit about money and income. The algorithm's the problem, the timing's the problem, the strategy is the problem, stacking our income is an issue. These are all outside sources that we perceive to have power and control over us, right? Outside sources, the algorithm, outside sources, the TikTok pages, outside sources, um, the gurus telling us that, we're not doing it right. It's all bullshit. It's all absolute bullshit that we bought and sold ourselves into believing and then wove into our own identities. Because now we've rewoven it so well, we start regurgitating it to other people. Oh, it must be the algorithm. Yeah, you're right. It must be the algorithm. Let's blame the algorithm. No, we're never going to come back in and be like, dude, it's in your subconscious mind, outsourcing your power. Outside sources and lack of identity. Yes, I relate to that. Awesome. Okay. When really, damn, oh my goodness. You know what? It's my computer. And I apologize. It is my computer. I knew I should have restarted it before I did this. Where? Oh, okay. Okay. Computer's running its own thing. You can, I don't know if you can see the swirly lines there, but my computer is thinking. I wish it would stop thinking. There we go. Hands off. All right. So your income glass ceiling is the invisible limit we talked about earlier in the activation your nervous system slams into when your identity doesn't match your goals. So what does that mean? The invisible limit your nervous system slams into when your identity doesn't match your goals. Here's a great example. I'm going to use my DMs. I would post, DM me if you want to sign up for blah, 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 blah. DM me. Begging out here, right? Begging people to DM me. And then they would. And you know what happened? Honest to God, what the hell does she want? That would be my response. Oh God, what do they want? Okay. Why? Why would that in any world, in any reality, be a response that anybody would have when someone DMs them to work with them? You know what that is? That is nervous system dysregulation. Not only did I be like, oh, what do they want? I started going into fight or flight. The anxiety, the panic. Why? Subconsciously, I couldn't hold a container for another person. It would be another person coming into my energy field wanting something from me, right? If I'm already depleted, I have nothing to give you. And so if you come in and saying, I want something, I want to work with you, I want you to hold that container and I can't hold it, then you're just taking. And then I felt as if people were taking not money or whatever, but energy, time and energy, because I could not regulate. I could not hold the container. I had no space. And this is unconscious now. Like I didn't know about nervous system regulation until about 3-4 years ago. This happened to me 10 years ago. I had no idea what any of that meant. All I knew is that when anybody signed up to work with me, I would have a panic attack. Not a real panic attack, but a fight-flight response. And could not figure out why that is. This is why that is. Anytime somebody gives you a call on your Voxer, your Telegram, even texts, innocent texts from friends, and you immediately go into fight or flight, you don't have the energy. You don't have the container, Latoya. Ooh, I didn't think about it like that. Yes. Lori's like, yes, I'm so tired. Don't have it. We don't have it. Okay. The income glass ceiling isn't a financial problem, as we've exampled. It's a psychological one. It's a nervous system one. It's a trauma-based one in some cases. Some people have trauma that is unresolved that ignites their fight or flight response, which dysregulates their nervous system. That's layered. Okay. Or freeze. Yes, Latoya, freeze. Yes. You can have fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and there's one more. There's one more. I have what we call, or I had, no, yeah, I had, because my container is expanding. They called it functional fight or flight, fawn. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so it can be all of those things. And this invisible internal, it's an internal limit, okay? So I want you to see how this is internal, inside, right? This isn't outside stuff. This isn't the money's problem. This isn't the receiving problem. This is an internal limit that our body is containing. Body goes, Oh, you want to visit with another client? You want to hire? No, thank you. I'm going to shut you down. You're going to be super tired. I'm going to make you forget. You're going to go into fight or flight, anxiety, and you're not going to sleep. I'm going to give you insomnia. And the body freaks out because the body cannot hold all of those pieces. Okay. And that internal limit is dependent upon or calibrates, if you will, your wealth thermostat to how much money your nervous system believes you're allowed to earn, hold, or enjoy before all of your guilt, fear, or sabotage kicks in and snatches it right back. Okay. That's the internal limit wealth thermostat. I want you to think about it in that way. Because sometimes it's not just fight or flight. Sometimes it's just sabotage. Sometimes it's just thoughts. Well, what if I make all this money? I won't be able to hold it. What if I make all this money and people want to take it? What if I make all this money and I have more stress? What if I take all this money and I get sick? What if I get all this money and now people are just constantly taking my energy because I have no boundaries, right? All of that is rooted in safety. I don't feel safe in my body, in my business, in my energy, holding this much money. I wish I had dollar bills. I thought I had paper dollar bills. I think that would be like visual. I could wave my checkbook. I used to have it, but you get the point, right? If money isn't safe, you'll find ways to either get rid of it or not even bring it in, right? That's the ceiling. That's the subconscious patterns and the neurological, biological rather, sabotage that coincide together. Because your psychological mind's like, nah, man, I don't know if I can do it. I don't really feel safe holding it. And the body's like, oh, okay, then I'm just going to shut you down and we'll forget about it. Which is contrary to everything that you're trying to create, right? Which is the same example as my DMs. Pouring out content all over the internet to DM me. Then finally somebody does, and it's like, ah, what are you doing? Why are you DMing me? Self-sabotage at its best. I am a master. Okay. Cancel clear that. Here we go. How the glass ceiling is showing up for you in real time. All right. You guys are doing great over here in the comments, by the way. You're chronically undercharging. You know your offer is worth twice as amount that you're charging, but the second you try to raise your price, your throat closes up like a freaking vice, man. And you can tell the moment you want to give somebody else your price, you can feel your throat close, or you go into panic, or you get butterflies in your stomach, right? Fear of talking about the money. All right, that's one symptom. You might shrink mid-pitch. I used to do this. You over-explain all of the good things about it. You discount before they even ask. Before they even say no, you're like, well, it's regularly 100, but I can give it to you for 55, right? Who does that? I used to do that all the time. In the beginning, I used to do that all the time because deep down inside, you don't feel safe being expensive. Think about that. Totally relate to the backpedaling. Yes. Okay. Lori's like, it's like we're so used to struggle when someone reaches out. Yes. Right? Yes. Right? What does it feel like right now? Think about it. If I say to you, you're too expensive. No, I can't sign up with you. You're too expensive. Does your body respond? Does your energy respond? Does the mind get lit up? Actually, here we go. Jen's like, actually feels good. I want to be expensive. Yes, we do. Latoya says, I was charging $25 Reiki sessions. No, thinking that more people would bite, but it didn't happen. And then I had people kept saying that they would purchase one, but never did. Yeah. You know why? Because it's not aligned. $25 is not aligned with what transformation you are bringing to people. right? And the $25 client is not in alignment for you. Your clients are not $25 Reiki session clients. But this goes back to this internal dialogue, right? Of why we're charging it, because we wanted it, thinking more people would join. Well, what if instead of lowering your prices, you raised your frequency to match your ideal clients? What if we stop lowering our prices and raising them to match your ideal clients? Because your ideal clients spend money. Your ideal clients find your sessions, your work valuable. They're willing to pay for it. They're not making excuses. They are not looking at you as being a cheap intervention. They want to buy quality transformation. Damn it. Jen, I love that. Raising my frequency, see the people who are already there. Yes, because those are the people that you're matched to. Those are the people who are actually looking for you. Thank you. Those are the people you were meant to serve. They're looking for you at the $150 range. I'm just throwing out those numbers. They're looking for you at that range. They're not looking for you at $25. Right? Think about this. If you saw something really good that you wanted, okay, thank you. The guides are like, I don't know who likes Dior. The guys are like, think of a Christian Dior bag. If you found a Christian Dior bag online for $25, would you buy it? Probably not. Why? Because it's a cheap knockoff. You're not a cheap knockoff. You are the divine, original goddess energy. Start charging for it. Yes. Okay. Okay. And then for some of you who are already making money, maybe you're making some good money. Yeah, Jen says, I'm not a cheap knockoff. That's right. I love it. That's right. This damn PowerPoint is driving me cuckoo. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, I had to move the chat box and that just tripped everything off again. I apologize. So for some of us are doing well. Some of us have money coming in, okay? And you're doing really good with that. Maybe you're at a 5K level, you want to make more, but you're not scaling. And you're scrambling from client to client. And here you are. 1 month you hit 5K, the next day you're scrambling to sell a $97 offer like your Wi-Fi bill depends on it. Spoiler alert, it probably does. That's the roller coaster income, right? That is ideally a picture of dysregulation, because I'm doing great, I'm doing great, I'm doing great. My energy is wild. And now it's not. And now I've got to try and get back up that momentum hill again. And just like Latoya said, maybe if I try a $97 offer, people will bite, but they won't. They won't. I'll give you another short story. I did the same thing. I charge $97 for a package, $97 for a session. My sessions usually cost $555. I thought, same thing as Latoya, $97, they'll all come flooding in. Nobody came, crickets. And then I asked my guides, like, I don't get it. Why aren't they coming? And you know what they told me? They said, sell a 3-session package for $1,500, or I think it was a month. So 1 month, 4 sessions for $1,500. I said, dude, I can't even sell the $97 one. What are you saying here? Sell $1,500 for 1 month and go market that. So the first thing about that is It takes as much energy to sell a $97 price point as it does to a $1,500 price point. The energy is the same. So if I'm exuding the same energy, why wouldn't I want to make more money for the same energy, right? So that was the flip that I had. Yeah, if I'm going to spend all this energy selling something, I might as well sell something pretty big. So I did. I went out and I sold a $1,500 package for 1 month of services. And you know what happened? That's a good point. Yes, it is, right? You know what happened? I sold 3 in 72 hours. Blew my own mind. Blew my mind. Like, why? Because I'm not trying to regulate, right? I'm not trying to regulate my system for a $97 client. $97 clients, let me tell you, they're more work than a $1,500 client. A lot of the times, in my experience, if I get a $97 client, they want you to fix them in an hour. I don't have money coming in. I need you to fix me so that I can make 10K months. I mean, I'm not lying. That's usually what happens. $1,500 people? $1,500 people who come in, they're a match to my alignment. They're already spiritually inclined. They already have done some of the work. They're not looking for me to do it. They're just looking for me to guide them through it. That's less work. That's a smaller container I have to hold for somebody. Here's a visual for you. $97 clients, big container. $1,500 client, tiny little container. $5,000 clients, tiny little container. $10,000 clients, tiny little container. You get the point. Okay. Psychic truth bomb. Undercharging isn't humility, it's a trauma response. You tell yourself it's a launch strategy, but it's not. It's a nervous system dysregulation. Lori says, yes, my cheapest clients that I haven't went up on in pricing are my worth clients and don't respect my work or time. $97. Jen says, it sounds like the 97 is you doing all the work and they do none. At 1,500, it's the opposite. It is. It is, because in $1,500, those people are investing, right? They're not investing on being fixed. They're investing on their own transformation, right? And they're not afraid to invest. That's the thing. They're not afraid because they know that it will bring the transformation that they're looking for. The $97 price point for me, and I'm not saying like if you only spend $97, you're unconscious. I'm not saying that. But in my world, right? $97 does not bring me a lot of the time the person who is taking personal responsibility for their own journey and their own energy. They're usually, it's like a fast grab. It's $97, right? Most people know that $97 is a great way to open up your energy field and bring things in, but we also know it's not a great way to sustain because one session does not equal sustainment. There are multiple layers that get covered. One session is a great way to clear things out, move things around, get realigned and reoriented. Perfect. But it's not the, whoo, I'm healed. I would love for that to happen. Could you imagine how much business I'd have if that were me? Latoya says, I will say, looking back on doing that, I kind of felt a sense of dread. Yes, this is what we're talking about. That sense of dread is that bump, is that density, is that warning, is that threshold, is that psychological programming. It's your intuition saying this is not in alignment. Woo, I just got chills. Oh my goodness, I just got chills. Not in alignment. Jen, it's a huge truth bomb. Undercharging is a trauma response, and all that effort to practically beg to give your value away. Yes, yes. When we're doing this out here, we are begging. When we're doing this in here, we are attracting. The difference is me coming after you, chasing you, or you chasing me. And since I have an immune system disorder, I'd rather you chase me. So all I have to do is sit on my ass here and do my work, activate my inner power and my magnetism, and I don't really have to go chasing anybody. I don't have good sneakers for that anyway. Excellent. Income roller coasters. That's the up and the downs. Your brain only lets you earn what you feel is emotionally familiar. And if that's struggle, feast to famine, or spending it all at once, that will be your default setting. Okay. So that is the subconscious programming. That's that sense of dread, Latoya, that you were talking about, right? That is your brain only allowing you to earn what's emotionally familiar. That's why people cap out. That's why people have ceilings, right? The ceiling is what your brain feels is emotionally familiar, and we can manage this level, but we don't want this level. We want to break through the ceiling, right? We want to go past what our level is, what feels familiar. We want to get a little uncomfortable and have some fun with money. But if we're programmed this way, we will constantly default. Just like I said, 5K, 5K, doing good. And then all of a sudden, my immune system decides, yeah, that's good. We hit the ceiling. Let's go back down and do something different. Latoya's having something bubble up, but I don't know how to put it into words. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm identifying myself to do those low offers. Yes, okay. Sit with that. Let that come up. Think about it. Feel it in your butt. Do all the things, okay? Do all the things. No problem. No problem, Bieta. Feel all the things that are coming up around that, because that's what's telling you where your ceiling is, what your familiarity is, what your self-conscious subconscious mind is doing. Okay, sit with it. That's why we did the pre-work workbook, is to try and stir those things up, right? Because this is what you want to feel the things come bubbling up. Okay, your bank account is just a mirror, and it's reflecting your tolerance for abundance. That's it. You want to see what your limit is? Look at your bank account. Want to see what your ceiling is? Look at your bank account. If you're playing small online, you're watering down your opinions, you tiptoe around transformation like it's a damn landmine because somewhere deep inside, making more feels dangerous to you. And you start asking yourself questions like, well, if I break this ceiling, will people unfollow me? Will they stop paying me? Will they think that I'm greedy because I'm charging too much? Will they be like, huh, who the hell does she think she is? You're the fucking badass, ladies. That's who you are. You're stepping into your divine power and you're calling in your abundance. That's who you are. Let them unfollow you. They're not a match to you if they want to unfollow you. So what's the point of hanging them around in your container? They're just energy drains. Let them go. Will they call you greedy? Let them call you whatever you want. That's not your client either, because your clients will pay you your price points. Period. Short story. I had a client once who was a potential client. We were doing the, seeing where you fit client. And she was going to be a lot of work for a lot of time. And I said, but I can help her. It's not going to be a drain on me. I didn't have an immune system disorder at the time. I'm like, I could do this. And then I said, it's going to cost you 30 grand because I'm going to hold you in my container. We're going to talk all the time. We're going to meet once a week. It's going to be a lot of work. You want to do this for an entire year, $30,000. She paused for like 10 seconds and I thought, She's not going to buy this. 30 grand. She's not going to buy this. And she went, okay, how can I pay you? And part of that was like, fuck. And my other part was like, yeah, right? So, yeah, mixed emotions, but hell yeah, I'm going to do it, right? They will pay you. Who do they think you are? You are who you tell people you are. You a badass? Be the badass. Who cares what people think about you? Who do you think I am? Who do you think you are? I'm divine goddess, bitch. That's who I am. I'm not shrinking in my power. I'm not running away. I'm not censoring myself. I'm standing out here full blown. Here I am. You don't like it? Go find somebody else. I do not care. I do not care. Okay, sorry. I want to read these, but I'm afraid to click the button. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Jen, for me, it's definitely a deserving issue. I had such a low threshold for deserving. It's definitely shifting, but it's still something I need to look at. Low frequency of deserving. Yes, we need to grab that. Okay. You're not afraid of failure, ladies. You are afraid of being fully seen and being fully paid. Addicted too hard. That isn't it. That is a deal. Yeah, it could be too hard. You'd have to explore that a little bit more, flush it out. I think there's a difference between caring about people leaving as a trauma response and not impacted by them leaving, aka losing identity. Yes, so that would be more abandonment issues, people leaving as an abandonment. That's a deeper piece that still needs that I would say would still needs to be explored and healed at a deeper level. As far as losing identity, if people left and then you started doubting yourself, doubting your skills, doubting whether you're good enough at your job, doubting whether or not you're charging the right pricing, that would be more so of identity. Lori says, yes, dread. It's so yucky. I feel like I want to add Reiki and move into more of a holistic healing to add, but I get worried no one will like it or it won't be good enough. So I sit and dread going to work and dealing with the clients I have. And then I tell myself I need more clients because, hold on, I need to be more grateful because I do have clients and my clients and people I work with will get upset. I make more and I make upset, I make more. Sorry. Okay. People I work with will get upset. I make more and make me find a different suite to rent. And I love where the location is. It's just my own thoughts of fear because I don't know what will happen. I censor a lot. Okay. Yes. All right. So that's a lot of that's a lot of holding your power and not really giving a fuck about anybody else. If you have to find a new suite, you find a new suite. But just think about how much empowerment and authenticity and alignment that would be to own your own space or to share it with somebody who was in alignment with you. You have what I call clinger honors, which means they want to cling on to you and drag you down. And people will do that because they don't want you to grow. People don't want you to grow. Because if you grow, then they feel bad about themselves that they're not growing. So if they can keep you down, then they feel okay about themselves. Well, fuck them. That's what I say. Fuck them. Full blown a goddess. Yes, I am, Jen. Latoya, I think for me, there's a sense of I can't get more. Yes, I think that's how I'm identifying. Like everybody else can get it, but not me. Yes, 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 yes. And that is a false belief. That is not true. If you asked yourself and really thought about that, is that really true for me? It's a no, right? It's a sense of lack and trust. It's the belief that more is coming, that I can control the amount of what comes in through my alignment, inner work, right? And I can trust the universe to deliver it to me without having to place control on it. Okay? That's what that feels like. It's lack and it's trust in the universe delivering. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of layers that you have to, you know, continually peel away. Yes, being fully seen, Lori says, maybe it's a trust issue with me too. Yes. You guys are rocking this out. Woohoo, truth bombs. I love the truth bombs. You don't get paid what you're worth, you get paid what you believe you're allowed to receive. You get paid what you believe you're allowed to receive. If I believe that I'm allowed to receive $30,000 for a year's worth of work, I will receive it. You can scream, I'm worthy in the mirror until your vocal cords file a complaint, but until your subconscious buys in, your business will not. You have to believe that you can receive what it is that you ask for. And I played a little game with the universe once because I didn't always believe that I could get what I wanted. And this is early in my business. This is probably like 15 years ago. I was totally undercharging. I had psychics left and right tell me, raise your prices, raise your prices. I worked with Colette Baron-Reed in her intuitive coaching classes, and she would tell me all the time, raise your prices, raise your prices. So one day I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to charge from now on. This was really a long time ago. $3,000 for 6 weeks. And I would have a client come in and we'd talk about it, and I'd be like, it's $3,000 for 6 weeks. Actually, that's not true. It was $8,000. It was $8,000 because I was regulating my nervous system. And I said to myself, I like this client. She's going to be a lot of work. But I'll only do it at $8,000. So I said, it was $8,000 for 3 months. So I said, okay, yeah, we're really good. We're a really good team. I, really feel the vibes here. Um, I'm $8,000 for 3 months. Saying in my head, she's never gonna freaking buy that. She's never gonna freaking buy that. She said, okay. Right? So even though I didn't fully 100%, I did actually believe that I could receive that. I didn't think that she would pay it, but I knew I could receive it. So I knew that if she said yes, I was going to get paid a lot of money and it would be an even exchange. I didn't think she would pull the trigger. So I kept playing that game for a little while and I kept raising it. That's how I got to $30,000. Worth doesn't cash checks. Your permission does. Permission to receive. I give myself permission to receive. You're not hitting a glass ceiling because of the algorithm or the niche or your funnel. You're doing it because some part of you is still trying to earn it as a reward, not a divine right. Read that one again. You're trying to earn it as a reward, not a divine right. Money is a divine right. You are automatically allowed to receive any amount that you desire. It is your income containers and ceilings that keep it out because you get paid what you believe you're allowed to receive. The reason why we're not all sitting with $1 million in our bank accounts is because we don't believe that we're allowed to receive $1 million. Imagine if we gave ourselves permission to receive that, and that our subconscious mind and brain line up with that, and our nervous system was good enough, big enough, large enough to hold it. Okay. Latoya, I like games. I need to play a game with the universe. Yes, play games. I play games all the time. Jen, for me, when I am nervous about doing things I've never done, I also feel excited about doing things I haven't done. Yes, so there's so much space for new safety and belief. Yes, I want to do it right. No, and trying to remember to have fun. Oh, games. Yes, 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 yes. Make it a game. There is no right. There is no right. There is no wrong. You cannot do it wrong. And you cannot do it right. You can only do it. That's it. It's only action. That's it. Oof, that hits. Money is not worthiness as reward for being good or right, and give permission as a divine right. Fuck yes. Yes, 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 yes. It is a divine right. The Imagine we come onto this planet and the creator says, it's all yours, the whole fucking planet, and here's $20 million. What part of you is saying, no, I can't receive it? Because it's not your soul. It's the program. Spoiler alert, this is not about making more money. This is about becoming the version of you who doesn't flinch when she receives it. Woo! Doesn't flinch. This is about becoming. I like to say becoming, but we already are. It's really about activating the version of you who doesn't flinch. Or thank you, the guide said embodying that version of you who doesn't flinch when she receives it. That's what it is. And how do we do that? We change our subconscious patterns. We start regulating our nervous system around money. We start feeling into things like Latoya is. It's like, ooh, I feel this thing coming up. We start looking at them instead of pushing them away and ignoring them. And we clear them, we come to terms with them, we dissolve them. Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. Okay. Your income follows your identity, not the other way around. Your income follows your identity. When you develop a new sense of confidence in yourself and your business, things change. You charge unapologetically. You sell without emotional residue. You wake up to money you didn't hustle for. I love waking up in the morning and seeing $1,000 sales in my inbox. Cha-ching. Oh, what did I do for that? A lot, actually. I had to change my identity. I had to regulate my nervous. I had to take care of myself, right? I had to start doing things I didn't ordinarily do, and I had to practice them. And I had to keep my eyes off the outside and mind my own business on the inside. That is the work. That is the work. But when you change that identity, your new sense of confidence comes in. You're like, you know what? Fuck that. I am not exchanging $3,000 worth of work for $97. That in and of itself can dysregulate you. I'm not going to do that anymore. I value my time. I value my work. I value the transformation that all of that brings. It's amazing. Why am I underselling myself at $97? New truth you need to install right now. Your income will always recalibrate to the identity that it believes is safe. Your income will always recalibrate to the identity that believes it is safe. So as you expand your containers, you raise your ceilings, or you break through the ceilings, you start regulating, your containers get bigger, your containers get bigger. Your income will recalibrate to that identity shift. Your income will grow. Now, what you want will always give you what you want, but what you're wired for. And until you become that version of you who feels safe holding wealth, feels normal charging premium prices, and feels unshakable in her own value, you'll keep bouncing back to the same damn number on your strike dashboard, back and forth. Roller coaster. Activating a deep internal shift where wealth no longer feels too much. The shifts begin when visibility no longer feels like a threat. You show up, you do the things, it feels good. I don't know where to put this. You're charging your worth, and that becomes neutralized. Like you're not terrified, you're not stressful over it, because you're not depending on others to provide for you internal. You are not the source of my abundance. Let me repeat that. Other people are not the source of your abundance. You create abundance from within, internal, inside out, not outside in. You don't wear your clothes inside out. Well, you do wear, right, you don't. No, that's a bad example. Inside out, inside out. Money, clients, and opportunities start meeting you at your new energetic minimums when you start accessing inside out energetics and keeping yourself centered and regulated. Latoya, other people are not the source of your abundance. I felt that. Yeah. You're not the source of my abundance. My abundance has already been divinely ordained. I just need to open my containers, regulate myself, get my head out of my ass, and receive it. Money from other people is the reflection of my inside out energetics, but it is not the source. It is the reflection, not the source. This is about becoming the version of you who attracts overflow because you are her and you don't have to pretend or perform in order to receive her or embody her. You have strategies, but not the safety to receive at the level that you want. And that's where the work is. You're ready to stop self-abandoning your next level just to stay relatable, lovable, or safe. Oh, that one hit. You're ready to stop abandoning yourself and your next level to stay relatable, lovable, or safe. Outside in. That's outside in. You're not here to try harder. You're here to become the woman who doesn't have to. Right? Was that the word? Where am I going? My goodness. Are we pausing? I think we're pausing. Hang on. This thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's take a pause. We're going to do a check-in as soon as we find the right page. I apologize. Okay. Here we go. Let's pause and do some integration work. All right. Quick check-ins, share in the comments. Let us know. Anything else that's new that's coming up for you right now, let us know. How are you feeling in your body? Let's take a body scan. Just close your eyes for a second. Just sit quietly. And just scan your body for any constriction, denseness, heaviness in your physical human form. And take note, and then expand that into your energy field where you might feel some denseness. Is it on the left side, the right side? How close to the body is it? Where are you holding your breath? Clenching to try and stay regulated? Taking shallow breaths? And just take a gauge of your nervous system. Are you in fight and flight right now? And some of you are, from what they say. Here we go. Whew. Wow. Somebody just cleared and regulated just like that. Just by bringing attention to it, there is a shift. Whew. Lori, contraction in center of my stomach and on the right side, holding breath. Yes, in fight or flight. It was me. Okay, how do you feel now, Lori? Because I felt that shift as soon as we pointed that out and releasing. Really good. It's releasing. Excellent. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? No processing. I didn't have to run a process. We're having a conversation. Your soul got it. Boom. Regulating. The moment of the breakthrough The moment we're ready to have the breakthrough, it always feels like tension before it lands in as truth. So the right before, so if you're having that density, you're having those things bubble up and it's starting to, oh, get really tense, center of your stomach, all of that. More is coming up for someone. Okay. That's the moment that you know that you're going to break through. It's unfamiliar, it's uncomfortable, it's unapologetic. That's when you know you're ready to pop the ceiling and expand. When you're in that moment, breathe, stay with it, put your light on it, ask the questions, observe it. Latoya says head tension, like it's resistance to accepting this truth, like it's trying to hold tight to what it knows. So, how does that benefit you? How is that going to help you break through the ceiling? Or is it? What is it keeping you safe from, right? It's all safety. It's all your nervous system and your subconscious going, no, don't break through the glass. Come back here. Why? Why? Because it doesn't feel safe. Jen, mine was energy on brain, the awareness that abandonment is scary and I am yawning. I feel good in my body. Yawning is a clearing. That's awesome. It's like a little flicker of knowing I am not abandoned. I have not been abandoned ever. Still yawning, like the abandonment part is finally being seen. Yes. Latoya, I'm trying to get it to relax and be open. Don't do anything with it, Latoya. You're trying to control it. You're trying to push it down. Stop. Stop. I want to go. I want to go. You're fighting it. Stop. Just look at it. Feel it. Let it come up. Let it rise. That's its job, right? The breakthrough and the expansion happens because it's the tension before it lands as truth. You're in the tension before it lands as truth. Don't try to control it. Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Get your freaking little energetic tentacles off of it. Let it go. Let it give you information. And then let it dissolve. I'm giggling. Yeah, let it go. Bunch of control freaks in this group. And that's what happens. That's how we keep ourselves from breaking through the ceiling. We try to control it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to sit with this discomfort. I don't, it's really unfamiliar and it doesn't feel good. 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 Because that's what you want. There it goes. All right, somebody else cleared something. Okay. Good to move on? We all good to move on? Yes, okay. What happens when you step, there you are, Lori. What happens when you step into safety and identity? Okay, so lightning speed. Lori, I used your, I forget what module we did this. I think it was Ascension Acceleration. Lori has worked with me before. Quantum effusions even existed. And still the energetic recoding changed her field so fast, it even surprised her. So things shifted so fast, like lightning speed, right? I've never experienced anything like it. The manifestation module, which is what we do, is no joke. I'm so glad you offered this. That's what happens when you clear the field of any of the clutter that is going on in your head and any of the energetic, what I call, sticky points, like, these little balls of energy of sticky points that are in your field that you can't see, but you can feel, and when you clear them, again, you open the space for things to come in and they come in fast. This one over here, this is a client experience. This is probably one of my favorites because she showed up for the session And she was in panic. This is a woman who spent $20,000 on a coaching package with me, and she had her rent due for her apartment. She was having a hard time, and she didn't think she'd make it. She came in, she's crying, "Oh my God, I don't know, the money. I've spent $20,000 on you, and I have another coach here." She was like literally riddled with worry and fear. Um, and that was her identity. Her identity was anxiety. Her identity was, I always have to panic in order to get things. And so we did her session that day and talked about, not strangulating money to the point where it can't move, you can't create those little spaces there, and to let go. Just know, this is what we're talking about with Latoya, just know that it's coming in. Get your attention off of it. Go take a walk, go do something else. And then I received this in our Voxer chat 24 hours later. I just wanted to share with you. I signed my first client at $8,999 today, and I'm really grateful because the amount of up leveling that we've done. And she got to pay her rent. I mean, this stuff is amazing. When you are working it. Lori, somatic symptoms from body open space for everything to come in, not control. Sit with it. Yes, sit with it. Sit with it. It's the body saying, tap, 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 soul. By the way, you got this shit down here. I'd like to give back to you because, I'm helping you out. Listen, take a minute and listen. Okay. So the identity upgrade, we're talking more about quantum infusions. Quantum infusions is a potent precision coded recalibration experience that I designed to rewire your nervous system, recode your self-perception, and eliminate the unconscious loyalty you have to struggle, scarcity, and playing small. It's a full-scale identity shift protocol for women who are done leaking power and leaving money on the table, period. Because their internal ceiling is choking their external potential. Oh, that's a good one. Your internal ceiling is choking your external potential. So what is quantum infusions? It's not a mindset course, and it's not journal and visualize. God, I hate those types of things. Type of event. And I know that works for some people, but it does not work for me. And so this is very different. The shift isn't about earning. It's about feeling safe with something that I can't read because, oh, there we go. The shift isn't about earning more. It's about feeling safe with more, right? It's about calling in and holding it and being okay with it and having it regulated so that you can call in more. So here's something you need to understand. You're not blocked from making more. You're blocked from feeling safe once you have it. That's where, and it's not really a block. Block is really the wrong word, but that's the piece. You don't have a block to abundance. You have an identity code that is not in alignment with your nervous system and your subconscious mind. Your nervous system will only allow what it's calibrated to hold, right? It can only hold as much as the container you are giving it, right? So if you're holding a $10,000 container, there it is. It can't hold that 20K a month that you're looking for. You got to recalibrate it. And if it's overflow, and if overflow still feels like danger, Will Robinson. Oh God, I just dated myself. Okay. You'll keep ejecting from abundance before it lands, right? So if overflow still feels dangerous, you'll just keep, boom, boom, boom. You'll just swat it away every time it comes in. Every time that comes in. Jen says, love that distinction. Not blocked from making more. You were blocked from feeling safe once you have it. That's right. That's right. Okay. What we're about to dive into isn't about doing more. Okay. So the old Elizabeth would be like, let's do more. We're not doing more this time around in this new energy of remembering power, of remembering your divinity, or remembering your connection, remembering how the inside out energetics work. We are installing the identity that makes receiving feel normal. Installing, embodying, bringing in, calibrating to that identity that makes receiving feel normal. So there's no triggers. It's all neutralized. It all gets to come in. The flow is flowing. The energetic pillars that we cover during this time is the wealth frequency turn on. You're not bad with money. You're just not turned on by it yet. This transmission flips the switch in your field that moves you from trying to attract to naturally receiving. If your body's been addicted to struggle, this is where we uninstall that program and activate overflow as your new baseline. We're going to do some nervous system recoding for receiving. You're not blocked. I just want to, reiterate this. We're not blocked. We're protecting ourselves from success because you don't feel safe holding it. You're protecting yourself from success because it's not safe. Success is not safe. This transmission recalibrates your body's default setting from too much, equaling danger, to, of course I can hold more. Of course I can expand. Of course I can. I'm an infinite being of divine potential. Of course we can do this. You won't just expand, you'll stay expanded, right? So that's what like the one-offs do. The one-offs like open your field and this is great. And then it closes your field because you didn't learn anything, right? So you can't hold that energy because you don't have everything else to support it. So if you keep snapping back every time you stretch, we're going to start breaking that loop inside here. Energetic holding power and capacity upgrade. Manifestation doesn't fail, it just outpaces your ability to hold the frequency. This isn't mindset. I just want to reiterate, it's not mindset. This is root level stabilization. So the money stays, the clients stay, and the confidence sticks. We anchor power into your field so deeply it becomes your new normal. If you're tired of peaks followed by crashes, this is your energetic seatbelt to lock in. Quantum identity lock in is you already know who you are, but your field hasn't caught up yet. This isn't the moment you stop playing both timelines. This is the moment, this is the moment you start playing both timelines. You don't become her, right? A lot of people, you start to become your, no, you claim her. She's already there. It's not a matter of becoming, it's a matter of claiming. I claim this new identity. I claim this energy of mine, right? It's bringing it in. This isn't about stepping in slowly. This is about collapsing timelines and locking the identity of women who already have it. This is big. Can you feel the bigness of this? Okay. Embodied magnetism. Sorry. Jen says yes. When you're fully embodied in your power, you don't have to go. Where are we going? Go to the next slide. No, you don't have to go get it. When you're fully embodied, there's nothing to go get. You don't have to go get anything. You draw it in, right? It just comes into you. You become the immediate alignment for it, and it just comes. This isn't about how loud you are, how much you shout, how much you grab attention. It's about how potent your presence is when you're silent. Clients, money, opportunities, they all start finding you. This is the calibration for when you're ready to be the one they feel before you even say a word, right? You know how your energy enters a room before you? This is it. Field stabilization and live calibrations. Most programs leave you to figure it out alone. The quantum infusion experience holds you in the frequency until your field can't forget it. Every call that we do is a live upgrade. Every interaction is a transmission. Just like we did today is a transmission. These are transmissions. We didn't do active healing or clearing work, but you felt it. You cleared it. You shifted. Every call is a live upgrade. I'm sorry, you rise before you're in the room. And the room is the frequency. So every interaction is a transmission like this. We're shifting and clearing every single time because the room, us in the room here having these conversations, are shifting energy, are bringing new awarenesses to the surface, are recalibrating pieces. So if you're ready to hold that change, not just feel it, this is where it locks in. So the quantum infusions isn't just a portal. I'm sorry, it's not a mastermind. It is a portal, actually. Um, but for like 3D sake, I mean, if you were looking at it, you would say, oh, this is just a mastermind. Yeah, I mean, you could look at it technically that way, but it's not. It's a portal. It's a portal of higher conscious energy. And here's the deal. You've already paid more than you should have in burnout, self-doubt, staying stuck, income set points. This all insults your potential. It's an identity exit plan is what we're offering. The version of you who's emotionally overdrawn, energetically capped, and still trying her way to overflow. We're not trying anymore. We're claiming it. Inside quantum infusions, you recalibrate to the version of who you are. You charge unapologetically. You hold high income without the crash. Speaks in frequency that converts before the pitch. Jen, we did a lot of this. You speak in frequency, how you embody the frequency, and then you speak before you even pitch. A lot of that, yeah. Becomes magnetically unshakable in her presence. It's like you don't care anymore what other people think because you're so solid in who you are. Yeah. Jen says, I recognize it and it definitely shifted me. Yes. This isn't a spend. This is a timeline collapse. That's what we're going to be doing. Collapsing timelines. Okay. You don't become her, you collapse into her. This isn't about baby steps. If you want baby steps, I'm not your coach. I'm sorry. I don't do baby steps. This is about installing the version of you who doesn't flinch when she's paid, because I think that's what we want, right? We want it now. We don't want to wait step by step. This is an example when we say identity shifts. All of these people who have worked with me in the past collapse their income timelines, not by working harder, not by creating deeper, but by creating deeper inner world experience. But I was going to say, not by working harder, not by doing any copies, not by any strategies, but by creating that inner outside world experience, inside out world experience, right? So here she is. Her block was in marketing. Her products were stuck, not getting anywhere. Within a short period of time, 48 hours, right? Everything changed, and I have more visitors at my website than ever before. 48 hours. I mean, we're collapsing timelines. You could say swatting flies, but this is a timeline. Or maybe this way is better. Collapsing timelines. This woman came to me, same thing, stale. I couldn't figure out what to do. She was having anxiety and stress. I literally gave her this woman a recording of I think it was like a class we did. And the next morning she woke up to several new clients, sales, all-time high, and met her business goal, which resulted in $15,000 in bonuses. The block was removed. She was willing to remove it. She was willing to step into the new identity. Okay. And then this last one was she tripled her income, the amount of money she made at her last show. Same thing. I mean, I'm just giving you examples of what other people have experienced when we collapse timelines in this way. When you were able to do that, update your identity, regulate your nervous system, and increase your container, boom, things start happening. Jen says, I concur with the results. Also, yeah. Jen, I would love to share your story, but I don't want to like out you here. But let me know. I mean, Jen's story is amazing. Um, she knows. She knows. She knows. You ever TikTok? Okay, maybe not. So Quantum Infusions was created for the woman who knows she's not broke. You're not broke. but also knows she's not fully receiving what she's meant for. Sure, share it, she says. Okay, let me just time out. I have to share this. When Jen came to work with me this year, session number 1, blocked. No motivation, no passion, nothing going on in the business. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Jen, okay? And session number 1, we did a visual, tried to find what that block was, where it was. And we stepped in to her subconscious and found her surrounded in a circle of a wall of fire. Nobody's getting anywhere inside a wall of fire. It doesn't matter where you go, in what direction, you're going to get burnt, period. Right? Because if you're stuck in a wall of fire, there is nothing going on because everything that you try to do burns up in the fire. So she was able to quell that fire, right? Subconscious, right? Repatterning, recoding, quell that fire. And not in 24 hours, but over the time that we spent together, things started to return. Passion returned. Creativity returned. She started doing more painting. You should see her paintings. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Painting. Clients came through. Like day and night. Day and night. Jen really kicked ass. So I always find results like that to be just mind blowing. When you go into someone's unconscious and be like, wall of fire. Holy shit. No wonder why things aren't moving. Okay. So thank you, Jen, for allowing me to share that with the group. So true. It's phenomenal. So much fun. Jen is so much fun to work with, by the way. Okay. All right. So who is quantum infusions for? You've built success, but not safety in receiving. You're ready to normalize overflow, not chase it. You feel your next identity rising and you want a container that holds her. You don't just want strategy, you want sovereignty. Okay. So if you're here to make, 100 grand a year, through strategy and funnel, again, this is not for you. We're not heading in that direction. This isn't about being ready. It's about being willing to step into what's already inside you and finally hold it. We don't push power, we remember it. That is the energy of it. This is what we're offering. And I only had this column, but I had this download here, which I think is amazing. So there's two, let me explain this to you. So there's two options, okay? Both of them are 6 months, okay? Quantum Embers is an energetic entry tier. So not a lot of people are ready for the infusion, which is a high-level mastermind, which comes with a premium price. Let me start over here then. It's one time a month. We have a group activation, a group transmission just like this. Full access to all of the activations that we do, full access to all the classes, past and current as we go along. You have access to them. You get to keep them forever. You get one private Voxer day a month. So every month you can Voxer me about your own things privately. And we have 1 week of group Voxer a month. So it's one group activation, one private Voxer, one group Voxer, and then one more group coaching hot seat style a month as well. So we're busy. We're busy each month. Private proximity and personal energetic support. That's what we're doing here. Transmissions are coming through all the time, through the Voxer, through the container, through our conversations, everywhere. Transmission style. You're being energetically held and personally guided. So you are getting personal, private, proximity access. And this is really for visionary leaders who are ready for more, right? Who are ready. Oh my goodness. There I am, ready for more. And that's 6 months. So the Quantum Infusions Mastermind is 6 months. It starts in July all the way to December. July, August, September, October, November, December, all the way through the end of December. So the rest of the year is what Quantum Infusions at this high level is going to be. Quantum Embers is for people who are just, you're not there yet. But it's not a bad thing, right? You're just not there yet, right? Whether it's, oh my gosh, whether it's investment or for whatever reason, we're just not there. But you know that this is something that resonates with you and that you're really interested in. So it is an entry tier before Quantum Infusions. And so there's no application for this one. There is an application for the mastermind because I can only take about 4 or 5 people in this high level mastermind. So it is a very intimate container as well. But there's no energetic entry tier for Embers. So each month there is a live activation just like this. Full access to all the activations past and present. There is also a listen only broadcast channel. So on Voxer, what that means is you get in between. So once a month you get the live. It's a live group activation. We meet again like this with everyone. And then we have I think Voxer or Telegram, I haven't really decided which one to use, where we will drop in transmissions throughout the month so that you can listen to and get recalibrated too. There are no coaching calls in the Embers and there's no direct access, but it is a self-led, Embers is self-led, frequency-based, and for women who are calibrating to their next level. But you're just not at that level of infusions where you're ready to like hit the ground running, make the investment, do the work, and evolve. But the Embers offers you sessions like this every single month and the broadcast channel. So you're in the loop, you're still getting the transmissions, you're still activating, you're still doing the work, you're still exercising, but at a lower price point. Okay, those are the 2 pieces we have for you. So if you feel the pull to either one of these, message me. I think you can sign up directly for Embers, but you cannot for the infusions. You have to message me. Number one, it just makes sure that you're at the right level, that you're willing, that you don't have a massive amount of healing to do, because we're not going to do that here in the infusions. Okay. So here's the thing. If you're still here, and 5 of you really are, and first I want to say thank you. And I'm so grateful for your presence because together we were able to really help clear and shift some things for some people here. And that is amazing. So I want to thank you for that. But you didn't show up here for this masterclass just to have more information. You showed up because your body knew something needed to shift. You knew that you're hitting that ceiling. You know that you want more and that you want to expand. And maybe it's not the content that hits you the hardest. Maybe it's the truth that you've been avoiding. That the version of you who already receives with ease, holds it all with power, and attracts like a freaking magnet. You are already her. She's just been buried by under the trauma, the permission issues, and the emotional clutter, the nervous system dysregulation, and the subconscious patterning. So this isn't learning about how to receive. It's about remembering you were built for it. Right? We're not learning anymore. You already have the tools within you. It's just remembering those things, those tools, remembering who you are and the power that you have within. So again, quantum infusions isn't a program, it's a frequency. And once you step in, your energy in your life starts to respond. So you can DM me to apply. This is not a sales pitch. This is just a soul pull. If your chest is tight, your gut is loud, and something in you knows, then reach out. Okay. Now for the fun part. I have a giveaway to actually, this is one of my favorite things that I created. Manifest with Soul is a journal. It's a weekly guide to keep your manifestation vibe on high. So for me, what I find is I have to do something every day to keep myself focused. Okay. So I created a journal that not only helps me remove blocks and identify blocks, but helps me create and manifest. And it just keeps me on target. It's 100 pages. It's a PDF file. So what I do is I download the PDF and I send it to Staples, and Staples makes a journal for me. And then I have it every day and I work with it each time. And so, as a giveaway, this is the giveaway. I'm inviting you, if you feel so called to do so, to share your experience with the class and this content with our quantum living group, and tag me, obviously, so I can find it. And then check your DM for the link to download the journal. That's it. You just have to share your experience and then tag me, and I'll pop a copy for you to play with in your inbox if you feel so called. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me through breaking the income glass ceiling. I apologize that my slides were all glitchy. It does look a little frenetic, but like that. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Thank you so much, Liz. This is great. You're very, very welcome. The slides kept you on your toes. They sure did. Man, let me tell you, they sure did. Thank you